So I had forgotten to record. I'm going to repeat, write the name of this one person that you feel somewhere your relationship is not working the way you imagine it to work. And what is the problem that you face in this relationship? Okay. So what is the meaning of relationship? I've just got 2 or 3 comments. So according to the dictionary meaning, somebody has already written connection, so which is good. So the meaning of relationship is the way in which 2 or more people are connected, or the state of being connected. It's more about connection. Let me repeat the meaning of relationship, which is absolutely, I think, with the kind of practice that I'm doing and speaking to people and working with clients, this is the most beautiful definition of relationship. I'm going to repeat it. The way in which 2 or more people are connected, or state of being connected. Now, what is the meaning of connection? Connection, the meaning of connection is where there is no judgment, there is no right or wrong. That is the actual meaning of connection. When you feel that connection, that is the actual meaning of a relationship. The foundation of any relationship. Like we think it's love, respect, the foundation of any relationship is connection. I believe this because as human beings, we tend to make mistakes, and it's obvious that we will somewhere break the trust. We will somewhere not love as much someone else wants. There will be issues. That's fine. So long as there is connection, that's the true meaning of relationship. Now I'm going to share the screen. So I'm guessing everyone can see the screen. So relationship, I've broken down the relationship into 2 categories: relationship with self and relationship with others. So what is your relationship with self? What is my relationship with myself is going to be reflected. That is what I'm going to attract from the rest of the relationships. The relationship that I have with myself is others are only going to reflect that. So in simple words, what I believe about myself, the others are going to only reflect that in terms of relationships. Okay. Let me explain this to you with a small little story or a small little example. So there was this very beautiful girl, and she was really pretty, and she goes up to this therapist of hers and says, you know what, my teacher doesn't love me. And the therapist says, why do you think your teacher doesn't love you? She says, this little girl says, and the therapist says, you're so pretty, you're so lovable. Why do you think like that? She says, no, the teacher hugged everybody, but she didn't hug me. And the therapist says, why don't you go and ask the teacher? Why did she do that? So this little child goes up to the teacher and says, teacher, you hugged everybody, but you didn't hug me. And the teacher says, oh, I'm so sorry, I missed seeing you. It was as simple as that. The teacher missed seeing the girl. What could have happened to that girl? Why did she imagine that she's so unlovable? That's obviously because of her past and her beliefs. And similarly, we grow up like that, to believe I am unlovable, I am unacceptable, and then our relationships only reflect that. So we are going to take a moment to work, understand on some of our self-beliefs. So you already have your paper and pen. I'm going to read out certain beliefs, and whatever you think is applicable, write it down, or maybe there will be some more. Ask yourself, take a moment to ask yourself, what is it that I believe about myself? Do I believe relations hurt? Do I believe relations hurt? Because what you believe is what will be reflected in your relationship, no matter what. This is the law. Whether you believe it or not, it still exists. Ask yourself, do I believe that my relations hurt? Do I believe that everybody leaves me? Nobody loves me, everybody leaves me. The minute I get close to somebody, that person just leaves me. And take a deep breath every time you feel something that this is resonating with you. Take a deep breath and be honest while you're journaling. Ask yourself, do I fear rejection? Do I feel unaccepted? Do I feel disrespected? It's about you. It's about you, how you feel, what you believe. Am I insecure? Ask yourself whether I feel insecure. Am I insecure? Do I compare myself? Do I constantly compare myself? And take a deep breath. And again, ask yourself, do I have to please others to be accepted? Do I have to please others to be accepted? Am I a pleaser? Am I constantly pleasing in my relationships, going out of the way and doing things for others, out of my pleasing nature? Am I good enough? Do I feel good enough about myself? Everybody dislikes me. Everybody dislikes me. Nobody respects me. People don't listen to me. I'm not heard. I am not listened to. I am judged all the time. Every relation is for money or for selfish reason. Every relation is for money or for selfish reason. The world is too bad. And now take a deep breath. And maybe you've written these sentences. If you've not, that's fine. Just take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is it that I believe about myself and about relationships? And maybe there are some more beliefs that are surfacing up. Take about a minute to write down, what is it that you feel about yourself? What is the kind of relationship that you have with yourself? And what is the kind of relationship that you have with others most of the times? Keep taking deep breaths and become aware that what you believe is what is reflected in all your relations. All your relations are simply mirroring what you believe about yourself. So take a minute to write down all that's coming to your mind. What are the kind of beliefs that you hold for yourself and for others? Now again, think of this relation that you'd written. Think of this same relation that you'd written in the beginning. And now become aware, are your beliefs reflecting in this relationship? Are you attracting the same pattern, the same belief even in this relationship? Just become aware of this. And maybe you want to write something more. Do not judge yourself. Do not use your logic while writing. Whatever is coming to you, just write. This is your inner reflection. How are these beliefs reflected in this relationship that you just wrote? Just become aware of it. And now I want you to write what is okay and what is not okay in this relationship with this person. What is okay for you? What is okay for you and what is not okay for you in this relationship? Keep taking deep breaths while you're journaling, and I would encourage you not to judge yourself. Be honest. Maybe there are certain things that are coming up which you might think it's irrelevant. Whatever it is coming to your mind, just write it down. What is okay and what is not okay for you in this relationship? And maybe there are lots of things coming to your mind, but we'll take about a minute to finish this. So take another minute to write down what else is okay and not okay. And now ask yourself, what can I do about this in my capacity? Is there something that I can do about what is not okay? Can I do something? Can I take some action for what is not okay for me? Write down any action in your capacity that you could take for what is not okay. Again, take about a minute and a half to finish writing. What is it that you can do in your capacity? And keep taking deep breaths. It requires a lot of courage to take an action for what is not okay. So keep taking deep breaths. By taking deep breaths, we kind of build our capacity. And now ask yourself, what is it that you need in this relationship? What is your need? What do I need in this relationship? And to understand needs, go to deeper levels of needs. Keep taking deep breaths and ask yourself, what do I really, really need in this relationship? So there is a possibility you might come across an expectation. Go to what that expectation will give you. And maybe that's another expectation. So, like that, keep asking yourself, what will this give me? And go to the deeper layer of the needs. What will this really give me? What is it that you really want in this relationship? What do you need? Ask yourself that. Focus on your need rather than the expectations. So, this requires a lot of digging. So, allow yourself to go deeper and deeper. And only you know what is it that you need in your relationship. So take about 2 minutes to go to the deeper layers of your need. Every time you come across something, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what will this give me? What do I really need? Trust that all your answers lie within. So please reflect inwards. Get your answers from within. We'll take about 30 seconds to finish writing the real need in the relationship. And I want you all to believe that no matter what, all of us can satisfy all our needs. Again, whether you believe it or not, that really holds true. So take a deep breath and tell yourself, yes, I can take care of my needs. I trust and believe completely that I can satisfy my needs, my own needs. And with this trust and faith, I want you to ask yourself, how can I take care of myself and how can I fulfill my need in my capacity? Let's take baby steps to fulfill that need of yours. Whatever the need that you've identified, ask yourself, what can I do in my capacity, within my capacity, to fulfill that need of mine? Don't be in a rush. Maybe that need won't be fulfilled overnight. But can you take baby steps to fulfill that need? So, with the firm belief and trust in yourself that yes, I can fulfill my needs, Write down what are the baby steps, what are the things that you can do, the actions that you can take to fulfill that need of yours. We'll take about a minute to finish writing. How is it that we can fulfill our own needs? And now take a look at what you've written, where you started from, and where is it that you've reached. And how do you feel about it? Just look at the flow of what you've written and what do you feel about it now. And I'm not saying you're going to feel good. I'm asking you to reflect. How do you feel? So become aware that just by identifying needs, feelings, expectations, lot many things can change. Identifying beliefs, lot many things can change by taking certain actions. What is okay, not okay? Can I fulfill my own needs? These little things. It's going to reduce your dependency on your relation. It's going to lessen the burden on the other person. You're going to feel lighter. And the most amazing thing, you will fulfill your own needs. I'm going to kind of recap what we did today in brief. So what we've learned today is what is the meaning of relationship? It is connection. The meaning of relationship is to have a connection between people. There are two categories of relationships, one with self and the other with and the other category is with others. The more we understand our relationship with ourselves, which means understanding the beliefs that I hold for myself and for others, that's when change happens. Some points to remember: check what is okay and not okay, and then take certain actions for what is not okay. An action could be a request, demand, anything, certain boundaries. So take an action in your capacity for what is not okay. Have a clear understanding of what is it that you're looking for in the relationship. Check for your own feelings at all points of time. What am I feeling? What is the need behind my feeling? Shift from expectation to understanding your own need. The lower we go, the deeper we go to understanding my own need, our own needs, we move away from expectations. Fulfill your own need by taking certain baby steps within your capacity. So this is a small little gist about It's not the whole understanding of relationships, but a small little gist about how we can navigate relationships. So any comment, or please keep your questions very relevant, because I know this is a huge, huge topic about relationships. It can open the Pandora's box. You could come up with lots of stories. This, he doesn't do this or she doesn't do this. I'm not here to address every relationship. It's for you to address it. But something which is very relevant to what I've spoken today, or maybe you could share your inner reflection in the interest of time and in the interest of the group. So any one or two sharings, anybody wants to say something, keep it short, keep it relevant, and maybe from a space of inner reflection. Anybody wants to say something? I will be sharing the notes as well as the video of this, the recording of this session. So don't worry about the notes. Anybody wants to share what came up?
Can you hear me, Geeta?
Yes, Sanoba.
Yeah. When we came to that part, that yes, I can satisfy my own needs. How can I care for myself? And what can I do within my capacity to fulfill that need? I'm just gone blank.
It's okay. The answers are not going to come immediately, no? Doesn't matter. Stay focused with that question. And maybe the answer will come in a week's time. I don't know when you'll get your answer. But keep asking yourself, what can I do to fulfill my need? So let me share let me share about myself. So most of my relationships, I used to feel very unloved, unaccepted most often because of what happened in my childhood or my past, which is why most of my relationships, even at work, my bosses were very dominating. Most of my relationships, I felt dominated. No one was dominating me, clearly. I felt dominated. I felt unaccepted. I was proving myself, which is why all my relations reflected that. Okay, I'm not going into the nitty gritties, but if you kind of ponder over it, you'll understand it better. Anybody else wants to share something? One more sharing is, does anybody wants to share?
Yes, Geeta. I think I put it in the comment as well. I found the baby steps part of this short session very, very useful.
Okay.
Because I think when you take one step, it gives you a sense of being empowered.
Yes.
And one baby step leads to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yes.
And I think the key to self-understanding is take those baby steps, track how you are doing, so that you get a greater awareness of what is within your power to change things in your own life.
Yes, thank you, Guru. And that's a very relevant thing. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So somebody's asked, how do we then remove all these fears or remarks we have made about ourselves? That's a very big question. I don't know how to answer it, but the way to remove fears is, one very good way is to take deep breaths, journal them. And we had done a session earlier on anxiety, on ABC method of dealing with anxiety, which is kind of similar. Fear and anxiety, all of these things, unpleasant emotions are kind of similar. So if you could look at that session, maybe that would help. But journaling, deep breathing, drawing, all these methods are beautiful to work with fears. So if you are feeling fearful, understand people around you will only reflect that, which means they will make you fearful. If there is fear inside, you will only attract fear in your relationships. Okay, so I shall wait for another 30 seconds if anybody has anything to share. Otherwise, we can end the session. Anybody wants to share anything? Mm.
Me?
So,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Like, okay, like suppose you spoke about disrespect. Okay, now suppose you want more respect. How do you work towards it? You cannot tell somebody respect me more, or how do you work with that?
As Guru said, take baby steps. How can I fulfill my need of respect? You cannot demand respect, but you clearly need respect. Can you start with respecting yourself and baby steps? Please learn to take baby steps. Don't take a huge leap or a jump. Okay? So, whoever's not there in the Connect Circle and wishes to be part of the Connect Circle, please join in, because I will be sharing the recording only on the Connect Circle group. And in case you don't want to join the WhatsApp group, that's totally fine. You can send me a message and I'll send the recording to you. And send the content also of what we've done today. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
Geeta.
you.
Most welcome. And I'll see all of you guessing next 50 after 15 days. The Sunday after next.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Geeta.
Thank you, Geeta.
Thank you.
Geeta. Thank you, Geeta.
Most welcome.
Thank you, Geeta.
Most welcome.